Living on a fixed income is hard. So, today I want to talk to you about 7 monthly bills that low income seniors don't really have to pay. We're also going to talk about some common misconceptions and just some plain scary advice that we've heard on this topic in the past as well. So, first up, I want to talk to you about your Medicare premiums because I've heard a lot of comments lately from seniors on our channel who are seriously distressed that they are losing so much money out of their monthly Social Security check. And that alarms me because if you're a low income senior, that shouldn't be happening to you. So, Medicare savings programs or MSPs can pay your Part B premium. Some can also help with deductibles or co-insurance. There's also, QMB, SLMB, QI. And if all of these letters are making you feel a little dizzy, don't worry about it. I know that Medicare can be ridiculously complicated, and I do have a resource I'm going to tell you about in just 1 second here that can help make that a little bit easier for you. In addition to the programs we just mentioned, Extra Help can also help pay your Part D premium, remove the deductible, cut copays, and many people qualify for both Medicare and Medicaid. And if that happens, then you're eligible for some really sweet savings as well. So I know Medicare can be dizzyingly complicated, which is why I like to partner with Chapter. When it comes to a program as complicated as Medicare, it really helps to have an expert on your side helping you navigate all of that. So if you would like that extra support, it's free, it's one-on-one. You can reach out to them at the number that you see on screen. Now, in addition to that, we also have some other ways you can save. For example, cell phone service. If you meet the income limits, Lifeline can give you a monthly discount up to $9.25 or up to $34.25 on qualifying tribal lands, and that money can go toward your phone, internet, or a bundled service. Now, here's the thing. There are dozens of Lifeline providers out there, and every single plan is different. Some carriers offer Lifeline plans that are completely free after you apply that subsidy, so you do not have to pay your phone bill at all through those plans. And some of them will even give you a free smartphone along with that. We have a full list of those providers on our website at lowincomerelief.com/sell, where you can look at all of the providers that are available to you and choose the best plan for your specific needs. Now, in addition to that, I want to talk to you about taxes. I know taxes are rough, and we've heard from plenty of seniors who are being priced out of their homes, who are just completely overwhelmed with the amount of taxes they're being asked to pay. So there's a couple of things I want you to know here. First of all, low income seniors generally don't owe income taxes. And now there's, in addition to that, the new senior tax deduction that's going to offer an additional $6,000 deduction for people age 65 and over. And that's going to continue through 2028. Now, that's for income taxes. If you do owe income taxes, you can use AARP's tax aid program to get free tax help. They help anyone over the age of 50 who needs to navigate the income tax thing, and that can help you save considerable amounts of money on those tax prep services. But now, when it comes to your property taxes as well, you may be eligible for exemptions, deferrals, forbearances, and other forms of relief that can help reduce the amount of stress that those property taxes are putting on your budget and your mental health. So, exemptions will often just straight up drop the amount that you owe. Deferrals and forbearances are a little different. They tend to postpone the amount that you owe, sometimes until your property is transferred or sold, which can be a tremendous relief. We've seen a lot of seniors benefit from these programs, but they're not very well advertised. To find these, you generally need to reach out to your county assessor's office and ask them about property tax exemptions, property tax deferrals, property tax forbearances, any of those keywords. Make sure you pay close attention to the loopholes and the rules along with that, because if you are planning to transfer your property to a descendant or so on, sometimes that can get a little complicated because if you've deferred a lot of property taxes, then maybe they're going to need to pay a lot to be able to assume control of that property. If you have any concerns about that, you should consult with maybe an estate planner or something like that. We do know that these rules vary a lot by state and county, so it's important to check your local rules, contact your local county assessor, like I said. And of course, this is not personal tax advice. I'm not an accountant or anything. I'm just a researcher. I have seen a lot of people benefit from these property tax programs, and I do know that in some areas, including some counties in Washington state, they will actually refund you for past overpayments, which can be a huge blessing when you're going through a hard time. Now, in addition to that, we also have gym memberships. So, original Medicare doesn't cover gym memberships, but many Medicare Advantage plans and some Medigap plans do. You might find these under names like Silver Sneakers, Renew Active, Silver and Fit, things like that. Eligibility for these comes through your plan. It's not something that you have to purchase. So you just need to call your plan provider and ask them if they cover any of these, and if they do, which gyms are in network for you. There are also a lot of transit systems out there that offer discounted fares to seniors. Sometimes this will look like a half rate. Sometimes it'll look like a completely free senior pass. And in fact, some systems even provide free door to door shuttles for low income seniors where they will pick you up at your door, take you where you want to go, and bring you home, which is an amazing resource. You'll need to ask your local transit office about the options that are available in your area. But if it is, I just cannot overstate how important those kinds of resources are. They're just life changing. Now, in addition to that, if you find yourself in need of home repairs or modifications, I know a lot of programs are dedicated to providing free home repair and modification grants to seniors to help them age safely in place. But again, these programs are very local and funds can run out quickly, so you do need to apply early. These programs can be used to fix critical safety repairs, but they can also be used to install mobility ramps, grab bars, other assistive devices, or help you meet those needs in your home so that you can stay where you want to be. For help with this, I recommend trying the Weatherization Assistance Program, Habitat for Humanity rehabilitation programs. Rebuilding Together is a great program to contact for more information. You can also call the Elder Care Locator at the number that you see on screen to coordinate with other resources in your area that may be able to assist with these kinds of needs. Along with that, I also want to caution you about this. This is probably the biggest number one thing that we should talk about today. Debt collectors and even scammers often try to convince low income seniors that they have to pay old time barred debts or pay debts that are owed to relatives. And that just isn't true. There is a statute of limitations on debt, and that limit does vary by state and type of debt. I can do a deep dive video on this if you'd like more information about how that works. But generally, the limit is somewhere between 3 and 6 years for credit cards and medical debt. That doesn't stop debt collectors and scammers from trying to reach out to you and trying to get you to pay. But after that limit, they can't really do anything to you if you don't pay. They can't sue you. There can't really be any consequences there. But that doesn't necessarily stop them from trying those scammy, high pressure tactics designed to trick you into paying. In fact, if they trick you into even making a small payment, in some cases, I've heard that can restart the statute of limitations so that they can sue you. It gets nasty really, really quick. But for more information about that, you can look into the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. But ultimately, that act also allows you to send a cease and desist letter to stop those collection calls and letters. If you're interested in doing that, our sponsor Solo has a free template on their website that you can use. But it's really, really important to know your rights when it comes to debt collection, because debt collectors can be really scammy. They're really desperate for that money. And I've seen some debt collectors do some really shady stuff. So I worry about you guys because I know they can be really convincing. But before you go pay on an old debt, you need to make sure, first of all, that you actually owe it. Second of all, that they have the right to collect on it, because just because they know about the debt doesn't mean they're the right people that you should be paying. And then also just make sure that that's a debt that you should be paying. I'd recommend reaching out to legal aid, or we're going to talk in a minute about a resource called Help that can assist you with this as well. But just make sure that before you make any payments on those old debts, that you're really, really sure that that payment is warranted in some way. So some important things to remember real quick here. We do know that federal law protects Social Security and VA benefits from debt collection or garnishment. Some pensions are also protected in some cases. And as of 2012, there's a rule in place that makes it so that you can have up to twice the monthly federal benefit amount in your account, and that will be protected from garnishment regardless of the fund source. So do be aware of that. Again, I'm not a lawyer. These are things that I found while I was researching, just so that we are aware. Now, along with this, I did see that some sources are claiming that seniors simply don't have to pay any unsecured debts that they can't afford. And that might include current medical bills or credit cards or loan accounts or payday loans or what have you. Now, while it is true that your benefits are protected from garnishment and they can't really get anything by suing you, this can create other problems for you, like bad credit scores, things like that. So I would always recommend that you consult with an expert before you make the decision to stop paying on an active account. And don't just blindly trust what someone on the internet tells you, not even me. I try to show you guys my sources. I try to be super, super honest with you, but there are people out there that will just say things for clicks. So try not to take anything at face value. Try to always check those sources and keep yourselves safe out. Along with that, if you are looking for places that you can get help that you can trust, Helps Law Group is great. They specialize in representing seniors, veterans, and legally disabled individuals. They can help protect your income sources like Social Security and pensions from those aggressive debt collectors. And they do not turn anyone away due to inability to pay. They said about a third of their clients receive those services for free. And I looked at their pricing chart, and even when they do ask for a suggested donation, that number is usually very low, like $20 a monthish. So I would recommend reaching out to them if you need that extra support. You can see their website is helpishere.org. Now, in addition to that, if you're looking for another party that you can contact and ask questions to, the National Council on Aging might be something that you could turn to. Area agencies on aging are great resources. The Elder Care Locator, which I think I showed you that number earlier in this presentation, they're a great resource. And of course, 211 can also connect you with other resources in your community that may be able to help you as well. So, with that in mind, just one quick shout out to our sponsor chapter. They are giving away their free best selling book on Medicare called It's Not That Complicated: The Three Medicare Decisions to Protect Your Health and Money. You can download that book for free at the link that you see on screen. You just need to enter your email address and we'll get that sent right over to you. So, go check that out if you're interested. And don't forget to check out our other videos for more ways that you can save money and get free stuff as well. I'll see you there.